What's up, morning ladies? My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was the only character in My Hero Academia. So, yes. And this is it's like supposed to be like a fusion of Larfleeze, the Orange Lantern, and the I forget and what the other one is. So, yeah. But let's go into or usually I start with Zuko being born. But let's go before. So, yeah, Zuko, all for one, or it's a past one, so he didn't, like, get that mask thing. So he figured out a way how to control everybody. Like, mind control everybody. And to serve him. So he created a machine with a doctor, and the doctor was recording himself, just like talking. So to honor memory, after the machine was completed, then he sorry, I'm doing something right now. So he ends up after the machine was created and tested, but the satellite was in position, and once it goes off, everyone, including All Might, was mind controlled. So, yeah, as the All for One says, it works. Now, I have more servants. Now I don't need to in you. So, yeah. So he decided to kill Doctor off. And left his lab abandoned. So, years have passed. Inko was pregnant, but she gave birth right on the street, and it's basically like Larfleeze, and cuts their cord thing. And after they did that, he got raised by, or he got abandoned, but he got raised by a bunch of mice. That's a different. So he was wearing like these jagged clothes. And yeah. So, and he taught himself how to walk. Huh? And he also taught himself how to speak properly. Like, and he was not like mind controlled. Um, so he starts walking as they taught him how to sneak around. And yeah. So they went in, and a couple years have passed, or a couple days have passed, and Zuko is now 15. And he was basically went to the doctors, the abandoned area, as he goes down into, or he fell down into the lab. Just like Kill I'll Kill. Sorry. But when he walks around, he sees. First, he looked at the guy in a chair. That guy, he was none other than him. He, like, died pointing to a machine. As he also taught himself how to use electronics. So he looks over at the computer first. He accessed the files. And I forgot to mention, Zuko does have a quirk. Of brain control thing. But his powers of infinity. So basically, yeah, Zuko was, as he looks at it, and he sees, like, the doctor's face. And it was, he says, this day one of creating this thing. This machine allows a user's body, or the quirks, to infuse with their power. And it also, we finally found the way to, extend the brainwashing, or brain control, or mind controlling. So basically, yeah. So Zuko looks over and the corpse of the doctor's remains, as he says, huh. As he was spooked out when they see All For One, or when he saw All For One killed his partner, as his chest starts beating, and the lab and so the lab was abandoned. So he goes to the machine that the doctor was pointing to, as he calibrated his quirk, and so Zuko had an idea. Is confronting All For One is a bullheaded move. So he decides to make a clone of himself. To actually, the clone it confronts All For One, or in this universe, and so he confronts All For One, as All For One was laughing you boy, you can never defeat me. And Zuko says, get me trying. And Zuko, this satellite went back, or was right at a perfect time, and the real Zuko activated it, and he used his extension power thing, as the clone of as it finally worked, as it goes and it transforms or it undid the brainwashing, because his power, or his immunity, he was immune to mind controlling. So he basically, when he undid all that with just using the machine, everybody, he shook their heads, and their eyes went back into their regular glare, and he says, as everyone, including All Might, was back. He said, what has happened? As All For One says, no, this shouldn't be happening. And Zuko says, huh, when you were busy with me, my real old self did something that you ever did back then. You used the machine as all for one and was angry. So he ends up using one of his extended like or like his power thing. Like his like fist. The one that you saw before you. Not All Mights, but the All for Ones. Went totally broke the clone of Zuko owns back. So basically now he turns into mud as everyone is shocked as as Zuko that was so Zuko went over and after he did, he escapes him. Like, he went with his mice family and like he got away from, as All for One is mad. He got teleported to where the doctor was. So he looks around like, where are you? Where are you? As a voice is echoing around the entire thing. As he says, what's wrong, All for One? Did someone ruin your plans? And so they got out in the open. And All for One is like all upset. So, because this one kid, one vermin, and because he had a mouse on on Zuko's shoulder, as he says, or he actually told his mouse family, or like a rat, to grab the others. As Zuko starts like keeping All for One busy. It was, instead of like All Might in there, Zuko was there. He starts battling against All for One. And yes, and this is usually not the canon version. This is like the alternate version. So yeah, All for One says, I must be getting slow in my old age. But you, kid, you really ticked me off. 'Cause you undid every control of my own, or of my servants. So he says, the reason why I did that, all for one, because I would rather had freedom than serving under someone that's always wore like a mask or their actual face. As he barks back angrily, then even the news reporters, or like a news, showed Zuku Midoriya, or Zuku, or a kid, against All for One. As All Might and couldn't believe that this kid's brave enough to against All for One. As everyone, like entire city, was said, or actually was listening to Zuku and them talk, as he says, only reason why I chose to set them free, because I don't want to live in the world where they rule, or that they serve under you, All for One. As Zuku and my name, you will hear it for the rest of your existence. As his body changed into that, as he says, as this, it's Zuku Midoriya, is my name, but you could call me the destroyer of the entire universe, or savior of the entire universe thing. So they, as even Endeavor is like, because, yeah, as All for One says, Zuku, or, well, oh well. You're probably gonna be killed. So Zuku decided, and when he went full on monster mode, Zuku killed All for One. Like, wiped him out of existence. And it's just like Thanos. Snap. Yeah. Zuku is basically like, as he gets up, he turns to look at the camera, and as he says, you all are free to do whatever you want. As everyone was cheering for him, they couldn't believe that this one kid defeated the All for One. And by himself, and the villains like that was under the mind control of All for One, like basically like Dobby, Toga, they all saw what his power can do, as Toga decides, as he looked at where, and you know that UAE, like, school was, or actually in this timeline, All for One, like, took it down, and, or like, he built a castle before UA. So, Zuko, who was like, huh. As he says, huh. Well, as all for, or as everyone, and like didn't know that Zuko can have so much power, or so he ends up, or actually Nezu, who that was under brain control of the All for Ones, or mind controlled, and Zuko, or Nezu tells Zuko that he needs to destroy that little, like, castle looking thing. As he says, you got it. As he went in and destroyed the entire castle with just one explosion. As some of them are like, holy crud, this kid's power level is off the charts. And it flattens the entire thing. So the destruction, or like owners went and build UA. Like classrooms and everything, to becoming a school. As plus as he says, gonna do some window shopping. As he walks to a store, and he needed some fresh clothes to wear to school. And yeah, everyone appreciates him, like celebrated the a true pro hero. As yeah, like some of them are like, and acts like that, and And then some are like, heck yeah. Oh. As he says, huh. Plus, and he was like a angel that saved them. As he's trying to, or he was so kind-hearted that some of them are like, well, so, yeah, as he tries to, because he was smelly, so they, as he says, sir, sorry about that, guys, as Zuko says that, as they said, we understand, as they put the entire planet back, or their city back together. And yeah, Zuko was, say, the entire humanity thing from one man that has all for one quart. So basically, yeah. As a couple days have passed, as a certain woman came out of nowhere, and so as it was Inko. No. She had, so she ends up like, she says, Zuko, who? As he says, yes, I'm Zuko, but who are you? As Zumi, or no, not Zumi, Inko went in and Lang and Asashi as Inko tells Zuko that, and the all about the, I forget the, so she says, I know that you didn't, or once the, as, yeah, Zuko tells them that because he remembers after, like, his birth thing, as he tells them that, and and when I was born, and you left me there on a side of a road, because you were under the mind control of all for one. And as she couldn't believe that Zuko remembers that, so, and as Zuko tells her that he didn't have the grudge against any of them, except for All for One. As as Inko is happy to have her son back. Yeah. So, yeah, he got showered, got shaved before. And, yeah. Basically, he got, like, to his school's uniform thing. Yeah. And he got taught how to, and he made a lot of friends. And they couldn't believe that Zuko actually became the symbol of peace. Or actually symbol of hope thing. Yeah. So he said that, the human, or as he's so like relaxed, as everyone is like talking to him, like being like his friends. Bakugo, was the same. So the Zuko was basically, he went from being a street rat or sewer rat or whatever to being a number one symbol of hope. As they couldn't believe that he actually said, and or like as him or her and Zuko and Asashi were talking, like, how did you learn how to speak Zuko, by the way, at a young age? As he says, I taught myself that because rest of you were, I know that rest of you were like mind controlled, so I taught myself how to speak and write clearest ones. As everyone, Todoroki even asked Zuko if, how did you like, because how good or like his or Zuko's handwriting was so perfect that even everyone could read it super perfect. As they asked, and how did you, like, some of them are like, how did you like write these, or like write every word perfectly? As he says, I taught myself that. And I also taught myself how to play a guitar. And music thing. He did everything by himself, like he taught himself everything. And even Jiro's impressed. Everyone's like, couldn't believe that this one kid taught himself how to do everything by himself. And yeah. So yeah. So when Mr. Aizawa heard that Zuko taught himself how to do everything, as all the pro heroes heard that, as Midnight, Mr. Aizawa, and like everybody, including like, because they, or like pro heroes, like was teaching him how to like speak a little bit better to others. And plus, and the Midoriya's family says, I'll teach him how to do hygiene things. Okay? As Zuko was basically did this for a very long time, actually. But one day, All Might went and asked Zuko about something. Like, how did you know that we were mind controlled? Well, see, All Might, that then he says, well, All Might, the Zuko, or no, I keep saying Zuko. All Might, or he says, okay, All Might, the Zuko says, and he also says, well, come with me. As they both walked, as they like went to this abandoned hospital, they walked in, they went down, and they see or when All Might saw the dead doctor's body pointing to a machine, as he says, Zuko, how did you know about this place? As Zuko says, well, I was just trying to walk around the hospital to grab like medical things, but then I fell into this like lab looking area. And when I saw that, as he also went to a computer, he accessed it, and it's still functional. As All Might was shocked that this kid first, he was shocked that he taught himself how to use a computer properly. And he's also and now he sees the doctor, the dead doctor says, logs 1, or date, or first day of our of our creation. As he went into really deep details of like All for One, and we found a way to extend the mind controlling powers, and that machine as when they saw what All for One did to him, to the doctor, as Zuko told him that, as All Might couldn't believe that All for One decided to kill the Quark Doctor. So he ends up like, So All Might Zuko copied the entire information thing before. Yeah. So All for One, All Might he couldn't believe that this kid taught himself how to use a computer, and copied all the data banks, or the entire data banks, onto one thumb drive, as he gave it to All Might. Yeah. And it was the blueprints for the machine. As he says, let's destroy it before someone else comes in and has the boost of power. As All Might agrees. So, as he says, the opening, Zuko uses the infinity power to open, and as Zuko and him actually destroyed the machine so that it doesn't fall into wrong hands. And so, yeah, basically, and when they got back to school, they ended up, or All Might tells the staff of pro heroes what they found, as some of them are couldn't believe that some villain as All for One. So they're and All Might asked, "How old are you?" By the way, I forgot to mention. 15. going on 16, or actually 18 going on 19. So yeah. Huh. As All Might, says, you never had a birthday. As Zuko shakes his head. No. Oh. I've been so, like, he puts his hand in his pocket and told All Might that he, with everything going on, it never crossed my mind. And so, yeah, he basically, like, they couldn't believe, or actually All Might and couldn't believe that Zuko didn't have a birthday. As, yeah, Zuko was, or so most of them that couldn't believe that Zuko was, like how old he is. He's the same age as Momo's age. So, yeah. Basically, one day, they threw a birthday party for him. Because, as Inko couldn't believe that Zuko, after all these years, didn't have a birthday party. Or birthday. So they decide to throw him one. And, yes. They... So now... And Aries was actually, she didn't like get experimented on. She was mind controlled, but she got free from it. As, yeah, basically Zuko set everyone free. As, oh man, I forgot Stars and Stripes picture. So, she ends up, like, everybody's like, and heck, even like Toga even wants to date, or like Zuko was like being a pro hero thing, as Momo and Toga, like all the girls are trying to like debate about on for among them about who will hate Zuko. So they like, Toga says me, as Momo doesn't like trust her. Like she said, you would rather probably end up killing him. As she says, how about I'll do it? Because he's the same age as me. As yeah, so Toga and Momo were like gone head to head. As Ochako even like is trying to like not get into that like little fight thing, but she says, makes a suggestion. As she says, okay, which is your suggestion? How about us three, me, you, and Toga, would date him and got married to him? So yeah, that's a good idea. As they went, and Zuko got dating to those three, and they got married and had 2 children per girl, like 2 for Momo, 2 for Toga, 2 for her Ochako. That makes 6 children. And 3 girls, 3 boys. So yeah. As yeah, so yeah, so now this is the end of the video, and please leave a like, share, subscribe.